traffic problems. They got in only a half hour, was able to warm up, and Lima Express took it personal. They can come into their house, not really warmed up, and be able to take it to them like they did. Lima got off to a great start yesterday, had a very energetic and effective first quarter, jumping out to a big lead, but unfortunately haven't been able to put four quarters together yet this year.
If you're Windy City, this is also a game you come in feeling all the confidence in the world after being able to come down from 13 and 9 points late. They didn't play their best basketball, but they were able to weather the storm and pull one out. So right now, as they move to 7-1, Windy City has got all the confidence in the world.
Oh, absolutely. The confidence level is through the roof with this Windy City team right now. They're feeling great. They know even when they have their off game, they can still play together, still have a lot of chemistry, and can still pull out victories. And that's what it's going to take when we get to the towards the home stretch here of coming down towards the playoff time. You're going to have to be able to weather those kind of games. If they did, they still pulled out the victory, and they feel very good about it.
We're expecting a big crowd this afternoon at Lima Central Catholic. As we've got some youth groups coming in, and that's going to play into a lot of emotion for both of these teams. So that should also make today's contest a very exciting one.
Oh, absolutely. Anytime that you can have a lot of people in the stands and they can cheer you on and they can get you going and they can kind of feed that energy level for the Express, then that becomes a huge home court advantage for them. For the Windy City, it's going to be like we talked about, though. You just kind of have to weather that storm, ride the wave, try to see if you can negate some of that energy coming from the crowd today.
We'll be back to talk about more. This is Midwest Professional Basketball Association on MPBA.TV. And we welcome you back, Lima Central Catholic's Monsignor Edward Hurd Gymnasium. What's going on here today? It's part of the I Love Lima campaign in Lima, Ohio. And we have got a good crowd. I'm not going to try to estimate it, but we've got a good crowd. We do have the starting lineups, and we'll give those to you right now. First for the visiting Windy City group. And let's make no mistake, Windy City, of course, refers to Chicago. But if you spent any time anywhere in the Midwest this afternoon, especially in Lima, Lima very well could be the Windy City with all the wind that's blowing up around here. So here are the starters, and we will give you the visitors, of course. Deion Cooksey, the 6'10" product of Youngstown State, will play at one guard. And he's not 6'10", though. That's he's actually 6 foot even. Devin Jenkins at 6'5" will play forward. He's a product of Jarvis Christian. He comes in tipping the scales at 215 pounds. Julian Lewis, a product of Lewis University, at 6'6", 205 pounds. Isaiah Martin, a product of Indiana State, at 6'9", 225 pounds. He's a forward. And Ray Miller from Cal State Fullerton, 6'8", 225 pounds. For Lima, it's Johnny Elliott, Corey Ballard, Kyle Meyer, Wesley Henton, and Bryant Austin. So right now, we're going to take this time out as we pause for the national anthem. We will be back. This is Midwest Professional Basketball Association action on MPBA.TV.
No more, it's none of my business.
No more, he didn't mean it.
No more, not my problem.
No more, she was flirting with him.
No more, she was asking for it.
No more, boys will be boys.
No more, I'll say something next time.
No more bystanding.
No more ignorance.
No more excuses.
No more.
And we welcome you back, getting ready to tip things off. Lima comes in at 3-6 on the season. Windy City at 7-1, the league leader. Windy City in first place by a full game and a half over Pontiac, the 66ers. Lima 4.5 games off the pace. And it is controlled by Lima. Johnny Elliott gets started slowly. Fires it off to the near side to Brian Austin. Austin looks it off. Back up top. He weaves his way, gets it knocked out of bounds, and they're going to say Express basketball.
Nice job by Brian Austin that time, taking his time, trying to see if he couldn't get the defense where he wanted it to try to find a seam to be able to finish at the basket. Unfortunately, he wasn't able quite to get there. The Express had the quick hands, so he would poke it out, but the Express maintained possession.
Meyer tries the soft touch, but just too soft and comes nowhere near the basket. Underneath, the quick put-up and good. Ray Miller gets things started for Windy City.
Great job running the floor that time by Ray Miller. Went all the way down, went around the defense. They lost him, was able to cut to the basket, and his teammate was able to find him so he could finish at the rim.
Elliott gets set on the half court. Off to Ballard, who's starting in place of Jody Hill. Well, and probably the other way around, because Ballard was a game-time decision yesterday. The fadeaway from Austin, no good. Knocked away. Meyer gets it back top of the key. Off to Elliott. Elliott slowing things down, and if you're a Lima fan, you have to like the way they're coming out, slowing things down, because oftentimes they've come off very quick coming out of the gate.
They have, and sometimes it's translated into success for them as they've been able to get off to quick, hot starts, but sometimes it seems like maybe they fatigue a little bit because of that quick pace. So it's nice to see him trying to change things up a little bit.
Ballard with nowhere else to go, pulls up for the long three and it bounces away. Cooksey fires off to the near side. Davion Jenkins off now down low. That one will fade off. Isaiah Martin with that shot. Couldn't find the handle. 10-15 to play first quarter. Meyer trying to work his way to the baseline. Spins around. There's his move. Goes to the inside. Back to the outside. Puts it up. No good. Great defensive effort by Windy City to stop Meyer, who almost nails inside.
If you're Windy City, it's going to be important to get off to a better start than he did yesterday. Yesterday they came out a little bit slow out of the gate, only put 19 points up in that first quarter. That might have been a little bit of fatigue and a little bit of the travel. They kind of got here a little bit late. They were able to pour it on a little bit later on throughout the game. But if you're Windy City, you'd love to be able to get off to a better start than he did yesterday.
Austin knocks down the three. Lima takes the 3-2 lead.
And this is only Austin's second game with the Express. Yesterday was his debut, and it was one heck of a debut for him. Came out with 19 points. He did foul of the game late when they could have used him, but for just coming in this week, trying to get acclimated to the offense, it was a great way for him to start off with those 19 points yesterday.
Cooksey got the basket at the other side, made it look so easy. Austin works his way into the paint, draws the foul.
Foul number 20, Devian Jenkins.
Devian Jenkins, his first, team's first as well. 9:07 to play, first quarter. Austin goes to the line. That one is good. Second one on the way.
I think you're definitely seeing a different approach so far here in the early going of the first quarters as far as the Express are concerned. They're trying to slow things down a little bit, be a little bit more methodical about everything. Windy City, on the other hand, likes to push the tempo. They want to get out, they want to run, and so far they've been successful with it.
On the wing right, Jenkins comes top, and there's a foul.
Foul number 22, Cody Ballard, his first.
That's Ballard, that's the first for Lima, so both these teams have a foul now. We've played just a little bit under 3 minutes. Inbound situation, and it looks like Jenkins will bring it in. And Jenkins will be the one to bring it in.
Little discussion between the officials right now. Not quite sure what they're talking about. Looks like they just want to get on the same page about a couple of things before the inbound happens here.
Jenkins up top to Cooksey. Cooksey, the man yesterday, deadly at the free throw line. Shot goes up, no good. Windy City gets it back. Another effort hard to the basket, hits the bottom of the rim. Lewis Lima with the basketball, excuse me.
It's great help defense that time by the Express. Johnny Elliott was up top, managed to get some space, but Brian Austin came to help out, was able to put his hand in his face to deny that three-pointer.
From the
From the
outside,
corner, that was
Elliott.
number 10, Johnny Elliott.
Elliott had a quiet night last night, not his usual scoring output as you would like to see from him. So hopefully he can get involved here early and start getting some points on the board.
From outside, no good. Cooksey going at it again. Deals off to Martin. Martin makes it rain.
Basket by number 33.
Nice job by Cooksey that time. Knowing where he was at, making sure he saw where everybody was, found the open man for that two-pointer. We talked about it yesterday when these two were playing. And as Cooksey goes, the Windy City goes. He leads his team in scoring, leads the team in steals, also leads the team in assists. Lima expressing to make sure they pay a lot of attention to him today or it could get rough for him.
Another shot from outside for Elliott.
That was number 10, Johnny
And that's
Elliott.
a three-pointer for Elliott. A 4-point lead for Lima. Top of key, no look behind the back. Up, no good. The rebound, Ballard for Lima.
We saw a little bit of that last night from Windy City. They had trouble when they got closer to the rim finishing. Hopefully that's something they're going to be able to clean up as this game goes on.
Austin all alone. You can't leave
Basket by
any
number 35,
player
Brian Austin.
alone for long, especially not Brian Austin.
No, he's very, very talented. He was a big pickup for this team, and he's definitely shown his worth here so far in the last game and a half.
Cooksey into the paint. Takes it to the hole. Off glass. Gets his own rebound. And the putback coming down from Ray Miller.
Basket by number 40,
Again, that's something
Ray
that we
Miller.
saw last night. Windy City dominated Lima on the offensive side. They got 2, 3, 4 different chances at the basketball. Windy City is so good underneath. They're tall, they're lengthy, they're athletic. They're really good at getting those putbacks.
Ballard on the wing. Gets the screen from Meyer. Deals it to Meyer. Trying to work his way. Spins it around. Soft shots. Got it.
Hook shot by number 30.
We've
Kyle
said it
Meyer.
once, we said it a dozen times. That is his shot. He works on that countless times in pregame. Getting that little turnaround, little push. When he gets out there, he's very difficult to defend one-on-one.
Pulling up. No good on the miss from Martin. Hinton with the rebound for Lima. And Ballard will bring it across. Meyer makes his move, spins, stops, has an opening, banks it off glass, got the foul.
And almost right on cue, they get it right back down to Kyle Meyer down there. Windy City knew that one-on-one he's difficult, tried to bring another person over there to defend. Kyle was still able to get through, finish at the rim, and draw the and one.
He is, if he does not have the nickname Mr. Automatic, he should, because he is almost perfect in the paint. Shot is up and good. He now has 5. It's a 10-point lead for Lima. Stolen away. Austin through traffic. Knocked away. Windy City gets it back. 1-on-1 collision in the paint. And Cody Ballard says, what did I do? And he has a fair point.
Mark Anderson's asking the exact same question for the Lima Express. They're not really sure what he could have done or what he did in that possession, but he still drew the foul, and Windy City's going to go to the line.
We'll take the timeout. Lima leading Windy City 18-8. This is Midwest Professional Basketball action on MPBA.TV. We welcome you back. Lima leading Windy City 18-8. Other games around the league today, and we will get you scores as we get them. Champaign is at St. Louis. Pontiac will get started in a little bit at the Gateway Steam. And of course, this one, Lima Okay, folks, I'm sorry. That's last week's schedule. Here's what it is. Okay, Pontiac is at St. Louis. Of course, Windy City here in Lima today and getting ready to get underway. Champaign at Gateway. So sorry to confuse you. So Cooksey goes to the line, and the discussion that we had up here was, at the very best, you would think it would be a no call. Shot is up, and it is good.
Well, and if you're Cody Ballard, you're not quite sure what else you could have done in that position right there. You had your back to the play. You never saw him coming. Didn't have an opportunity to get out of the way. But give credit to Cooksey. He saw that, took advantage of it, and was able to get himself to the line.
All right, so we just want to make the distinction right now that first a point was added to Lima on the scoreboard, and then a point was taken away from Windy City. So the score should actually be, there we go, 18-8. So I was just marking it right down so we noted. So next time the discussion comes up. Ballard will make the inbound. Lima pushed their lead up to 10 points before those free throws. Got a break in the action. And now we're ready to go. To Meyer. 5:30 to play first quarter. Meyer makes the move to the baseline. Pushes it up. Doesn't go. The rebound. That is pulled down by Isaiah Martin. Cooksey on the far side. Cooksey wants to work it, but instead gets it back up top to Miller. Tries to make his move to the tightrope. Pulls up, comes into the paint. Off glass, no. The rebound, they get it back. They beat Windy City, and going to the line, it looks like Ray Miller.
It's a great move by Cooksey that time, trying to get inside, see if he couldn't get around to the defenders and finish at the rim. Wasn't quite able to get it to fall, but his teammate was there, and Miller was able to clean it up. Now he's going to be at the line shooting too.
Okay, so Johnny Elliott picks up the foul. That should be number 3 for Lima. Ray Miller connects on the first. He now has 5. It should be 18-11, and it is. Second one on the way from Ray Miller. That is good. No one has missed a free throw this afternoon. 6-point game. Lima on top, 18-12. Elliott to the half court. Off to Bryant. Bryant gets the screen, comes top of the key. Now to Hinton. He'll pull up from 3, and he'll get it.
And that's a new part of Hinton's game that we're getting a chance to see. In his first game last week in Chicago against the Blues, he primarily stayed underneath and tried to see if he couldn't get some inside scoring. Yesterday and now today, we're seeing him be able to have that outside shot.
Ray Miller has 8 points. And Windy City really, that could have been very bad for them. The save, and then that led to the, I guess you'd even call that an assist on the shot by Miller.
Absolutely. And Windy City's doing a really good job of staying in this game. They started off very quick, got a little bit of a lull there while the Express got hot, but now they're coming right back down the floor and trying to come back.
Fade away on the baseline.
That's number 33,
Isaiah Martin now has 4.
It was a great look by Martin that time, turn around, falling down, making sure that he maintained control, was able to finish.
To Meyer, to the outside to Austin. By the way, Windy City on an 8-3 run. Meyer, off glass, got it.
Hook shot by number 30, Kyle Meyer.
Meyer now has 7. (23-18), 3:21 to play first quarter. Puts it up. Foul from behind.
I believe they called that out of bounds and going to give that to the Express. Saying Hinton got a clean block that time, but it went out on a Windy City player. That was a nice job by hitting down low that time, trying to get that block from behind. It's difficult to make sure that you don't put your body into the offensive player when you're trying to get that block, but he did a nice job of making sure that he maintained control, didn't get himself too far underneath there, and get himself into the body of that offensive player to draw the foul.
Swings it off to Austin. Down to Hinton. Hitting in the paint, got it. Tough shot for Wesley Hinton.
Basket number 33, Wesley Hinton.
And now he was one of the players that they were looking to try to get a little bit more out of. They were excited to have him come on board, and they're hoping that he's going to be able to be a little bit of a spark for him.
Great patience
22, Isaac Mack.
by Isaac Mack. And this is a different approach that Windy City has. Well, different execution tonight. They had trouble yesterday until late in the second half. But early on today, they've been able to make their second chances and third chances. Hinton, he's hot right now. Another three for him. He now has 8.
Absolutely. That's his second three-pointer. We just saw him the last possession go underneath. And when you got a player that can do those types of things inside and outside, he's definitely difficult to defend.
Number 33,
Isaiah Martin tries to grab some momentum. 28-21. Under 2 minutes to play first quarter. Ed Jenkins in the game now for Lima. Also in the game, Jody Hill. Hill on the wing to the baseline. Now to Hinton. Back to Hill. And Hill will pull up. That one misfires as the shot clock expires. Cooksey underneath to Jenkins. And on the fast break, here comes Jody Hill. Up and got it.
Nice job that time by the Express running the floor. They all started on the defensive end with Brian Austin causing that turnover. Found the outlet to Jody Hill, who was streaking. Had enough body control to change. Looked like he might have been thinking about a dunk, but was able to finish with the layup.
And Isaiah Mack answers the call.
Right now, both offenses are finding their groove. They're up and down the floor. This fast-paced tempo, a little bit of what we saw yesterday for both teams, but they're being able to find and they're executing, and both are scoring right now at will.
Meyer gets it stripped, gets it back. Jenkins picks it up, deals it off to Hinton. Hinton in a sea of red, has nowhere to go, puts it up off the rim, no good.
Tough shot, but nice job by Hinton that time, sticking with it, trying to find an opening.
Tough shot, and tough as the shot clock is expiring. Deals it up and swoosh.
Basket number 35, Corbin Thomas.
Corbin Thomas makes it a 6-point game at 30-24.
That was a nice job that time by Windy City. They went down, and instead of going deep into the shot clock, they went quick, see if they couldn't get a basket early, and now they're still going to have an opportunity to have the ball to end this quarter no matter what happens this time down the court from the Express.
.33 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Austin, long shot. I dare say ill-advised from the place on the floor that he took that shot. And what it comes down to is a long rebound. Cooksey working for that right shot as the clock rolls down from 14. 9 showing on the shot clock now. Comes up, pulls up from the left elbow off the glass. Hinton has to work quickly. 3 seconds to the half court. He'll put it up on the run. That'll do it. At the end of one quarter, Lima leads Windy City 30-24. We'll be back. This is MPBA Basketball at MPBA.tv. And we welcome you back. Starting the second quarter, Lima leading Windy City 30-24. Scores from around the MPBA. Pontiac, the 66ers, leading St. Louis 50-49 at last check. Coming up in about a half hour, Gateway hosting Champaign. And of course this one, Lima on top of Windy City, the league leaders at 7-1. Windy City is led by Ray Miller with 8-6 by Isaiah Martin. Meanwhile, Lima has got 7 from Kyle Meyer and 8 apiece from Wesley Hinton and Brian Austin.
Nice balance of scoring right now by the Express, having 3 players right there at 7, 8, and 8. And the big story that first quarter, even with the Express being able to hold on to the lead, was Windy City on the board. They out-rebounded them 15-8 there in that first quarter, and that was something that we saw yesterday as well. The Windy City is so good at getting back to the boards, getting themselves second, third, and fourth chances. The Express want any chance of being able to hold on to this lead and come away with a victory this afternoon. They have got to find a way to minimize the Groove's damage on the boards, both offensive and defensive.
The Groove getting off to a much better start than yesterday. And as we talked with Handy Johnson, he said their goal was to keep opponents to about 25 points a game, I believe is what he said. Well, yesterday they had gave up 31 to Lima. Today they gave 30 to Lima. So we'll see how they respond now.
Well, and as we talk about how much they gave up, it didn't matter yesterday at the 31 as they managed to come back for that victory, and we'll see if this 30-point output means anything either.
The pass too hard. Jody Hill unable to come up with it, so just a long turnover. Windy City comes at it again, working his way inside as Mack and nothing but net. Well, not nothing but net, but finding the hole nonetheless, and Mack now has 4.
Back-to-back offensive possessions, even though they turned it over on that first one. They've really upped the tempo. They're really trying to get after it, trying to see if they can't get inside. And I like that approach from the Groove.
The Groove in the midst of an 8-2 run. Again, Lima had a 10-point lead twice. Devon Taylor Bunton with the shot.
And Bunton is somebody that I've been waiting to see a little bit more out of. You think the whole skill set is there. He's long, he's athletic, he has a great shot, but for whatever reason, he has struggled so far this year putting it all together. I expect at some point we're going to see a breakout game from him, and today would be as good as any if you're the Express.
Corbin Thomas will go to the line. Kyle Meyer picks up his first, and that is also number 1 for Lima of the quarter. Up and good. He now has 5.
We heard Handy Johnson yesterday during the postgame talking about it. His team, they shoot a lot of free throws in practice. That's something they really work on. And yesterday, towards the end of the game, we saw him miss a couple of key ones that ended up not hurting them. But I imagine today we're going to see a main focus on them free throws to make sure that they're making them all go down and make every single one count.
Free throws cut it to a 4-point lead, 32-28. Meyer comes down low, gets cut off. He'll go at it again and gets swatted by Corbin Thomas. And Meyer will go to the line.
Foul number 35, Corbin Thomas, his first, team first.
We are 14 minutes into the game. Well, 13 minutes and 22 seconds. Neither one of these teams have missed a free throw. They've gone to the line a collective 7 times. Meyer, he's 1 for 1 at the line, makes that one.
We have an opportunity right now to see the most maybe unorthodox but effective free throw shooting I think I've ever seen from a person.
It is like he is trying to push the what's the weight in track? The shot. He's trying to push the shot through.
Coming from a former track coach myself, it's very effective. I like it. I like the form.
34-28. He is not Rick Barry, but it'll do what he does. Pulling up. Mack, no good. Meyer chases down the rebound. That's Hill to the half court. Hill on the run, got the bank.
Tough shot that time by Jody Hill. Took it all the way in, found an opening, and was able to get it in off the glass.
Back up to an 8-point lead for Lima. Hard to the basket of C.J. Hampton. No good, yanking it down as Devon Taylor Bunton to the outside. Jenkins.
Huge basket by Jenkins that time in transition. Able to pull down the tough rebound, found him wide open. He found it in motion.
An 11-point lead now for Lima. 39-28, the biggest of the game. Collision underneath. The shot goes up, misfired. I believe that Taylor Bunton had a hand on it, but here comes the foul.
You know, what you see, and this is what I think I like the best about the Groove, and what we've seen them here in the last day and, now a quarter and a half. They never seem to panic. They always seem to be under control. Even when teams go on runs, they know they have the talent and they know they have the ability to get themselves back into the game. So even as we saw the Express go on a little bit of a run here, open up their lead to 10 points, they came back down. They got it back inside. They tried to feed some things down low there. They got back to what's working for them. They never panic. They never take ill-advised shots. They're very, very, very poised, and I like that. Which would probably explain why they are the lead leaders right now with only one loss.
So Mack makes the second one. Meyer off to Cross, and will pump it up. Nope. Slaps it down to C.J. Hampton. Shot will go up from Johnson. That is actually Jordan Johnson. And Hill makes it look easy. He's got 6 now.
Slashing through there, that was number 32.
And continuing on the thought that you talked about Windy City, Handy Johnson said that we literally take it possession by possession, meaning, you don't get too caught up with one possession. You always work on the one that you're in. Shot goes up, hits iron from Corbin Thomas. Windy City gets the rebound back. Johnson pumps it up from 20, no.
And you can definitely tell that message comes across to those players when you watch them play. Every possession, it seems like it's a new one. It doesn't matter if they're down 10 or they have a 10-point lead. They play the exact same way.
Meyer with the rebound, tries to work his way back into the paint. Hill, hard to the hole, got it.
He is such a streaky shooter, but he is so good at getting to the basket. We'll see runs, and he'll go in spurts there. Well, he'll throw in 4, 5, 6, 7 straight possessions where he's getting to the rim, but then all of a sudden he seems to disappear. And that's something they're really going to have to work on, making sure they keep him active and involved.
Johnson from the outside knocked it down.
That's number 25, Antonio Foster.
So Johnson has 4. 43-34, Lima on top by 9. 7:48 to play in the second quarter. Lima has 3 players with 8 points, 1 player with 7.
You got to love that balanced scoring if you're Mark Anderson.
Hill works his way into the paint, off to Cross, and Cross nails it.
And that was a big bucket for Cross. He's really struggled with his shot. He stayed off the scoreboard all day yesterday, missed his first couple here early going. That was a big shot to see if they can't get him going.
C.J. Hampton, that one falls short. Lima with the rebound. And Taylor Bunton will connect.
Nice job by Bunton that time. He played nice, solid defense, got the block, and his teammates found him so he could finish the whole thing off on the other end.
14-point lead for Lima, 48-34 underneath the collision.
They're going to call jump ball that time, and Lima's really stepped up their defensive pressure now. They're getting after all the loose balls, trying to see if they can't challenge at the rim. Right now, everything they're doing is working for them. If this is right, it looks like we're going to have a jump ball between Johnson and Cross, and Johnson's only giving up a little bit of height to Cross.
Just a little bit, just to let you know that Cross comes in at 6'7". Johnson at 5'9", so you do the math.
And even though it's just inches, it looks monumental. And Johnson didn't even jump.
Johnson understood. He said, we'll give this one to you.
Ballard waited for things to develop and said, I'm going to take the three.
Basket by number 22, Cody.
Nice job by
Ballard.
Cody that time, taking his time, seeing what he had. We didn't see anybody open, decided to take it himself since they gave him a little bit of space.
Johnson tries to bring it inside, gets it stuffed. By the way, the shot a few moments ago from Ballard, his first points of the game.
We're seeing a lot of rotation from the Express team right now. They're getting everybody in, everybody active. I believe we only have one player so far who hasn't seen the court. So it's nice to see that they got that kind of depth now.
Shot goes up, knocked it down.
Number 33, C.J. Hampton.
Nice tough shot by Hampton that time. Fought through all the defenders, was able to finish. And that's what the Windy City does. They're going to keep coming at you. They're not going to stop. They don't care what the score is, what the lead is. They're going to continue to grind.
Ballard over to Hill. Hill gets the screen from Cross and swiped. Isaac Mack to the hole. Doesn't go, and Ballard yanks it down. Brian Austin setting up on the wing. No, looks it down to Taylor Bunton. Air ball nowhere near. (50-36) the score. We'll take the timeout.
Foul number 25, Devon Taylor Bunton, his first.
The host, the Lima Express, leading Windy City 50-36. We'll be right back. This is MPBA basketball on MPBA.TV.
The 419.
And we are back. Lima 50, Windy City 36 on this MPBA Sunday afternoon. One of three games going on. Two are going on right now. Another one will come on track in about 20 minutes. Pontiac and St. Louis hooking up. Champaign and Gateway set to get started at 5:05 Eastern Time. Backcourt violation. You don't see that very often in the pro game.
No, not very often, but that time I think Johnson was trying to see where he was going to be able to go, took his eye off the ball and went right between his legs.
Brian Austin will bring it in. Off to Ballard. Ballard wants some motion. Tries to put it up, no good. Johnson with the rebound, on the run. C.J. Hampton through traffic. Lost it for a moment, backtracks, gets it. Johnson hard firing it inside. Now back up top to Hampton, and Hampton will knock it down.
Great ball movement that time by Windy City. They had Lima running all over the place trying to cover guys because they got a little bit out of defensive pressure. They're able to finish it off with a three-pointer.
To the outside. Cross, no. But Ballard puts it up, and he will draw the foul.
25, Antonio Foster, his first.
Jordan Johnson with the foul. That is his first. That is number 2 of the quarter for Windy City. Ballard came into this game averaged about 26 points a game. Makes the first free throw.
You know, he was well off that output last night, but he is nursing a sore knee that he received last week in Chicago towards the end of that game. Doesn't look like he's favoring it at all today, so maybe he's back to being at least close to 100%.
Second one on the way. Up and good. 52-39. Just one miss at the free throw stripe for either of these teams this afternoon. Johnson from 17, too hard. Austin on the wing. Setting up on the left side, deals with the Ballard. Ballard going up against Johnson. Into crosses all alone, and a miss and a rebound just that quick from C.J. Hampton. Johnson off to Hampton. Pulling up, bounces away, rebound, Lima. Off to Ballard. To Austin. Now to Hill. Hill thinks for a moment. Deals it off to Austin, and we have a foul.
So they're going to call that one on Johnson, get him for the block.
That should be number 2 for Johnson. And that should be number 3 for Windy City. And I believe we have a... I thought I heard a timeout down on the court.
Looks like they're trying to get the shot clock reset there, back up to 14 seconds. It had clicked down to just 7.
Off to Hinton, back up, top to Ballard. A collision, top of the key.
Foul number 24, Jordan Johnson, his first. Team fourth.
So Antonio Foster picks up the foul, who's now in the game. And for Windy City, that should be their 4th. It is. Hinton inches his way into the paint, spin around, got it.
Even after taking a seat and taking a couple minutes off, he comes back in and he's just as hot as he was when he left.
First player to go into double digits for either team. He now has 11. Cooksey having trouble with it, recovers, puts it up from about 15. Second effort on the tip in, got it.
That's how you get your own shot right there. He followed it in. He's been struggling a little bit from the floor here in the early going, but he stayed with it, was able to tip it back in.
Lima on top by 13, 54-41. Austin fakes, comes closer, pushes it up from 16, got it.
Nice job that time by Brian Austin. Didn't see where he wanted it first, put the ball on the floor, was able to get a little bit of space and finished.
He now has 10. Cooksey off to Martin, nope, and Hinton with the rebound.
The Express are doing a much better job rebounding here in the second quarter than they did in the first quarter. You're not seeing as many second and third chances by the Groove. I'm sorry.
You know, all the way around, I think a much better game played by both of these teams. Martin finds a way to get it in.
30, Kyle Meyer.
I'm sorry, Meyer. He has 11.
The Groove's definitely having a much better first half than they did yesterday. And for the Express, this is way above and beyond what we saw yesterday from them. You know, they took long stretches off, especially in that second quarter yesterday. They've carried the momentum they had in the first quarter, kept that intensity going, and it's gotten them a big lead here in the second quarter.
58-41, Lima on top. This is Midwest Professional Basketball Association action on MPBA.TV. we welcome you back. A 17-point advantage for Lima, 58-41 as we come to you live from North Central Ohio. Lima hosting the Windy City Group. Big game for Lima. This weekend was big for Lima all the way around. They're 4.5 games out of first place behind league-leading Windy City, who comes in at 7-1. Lima has now dipped to 3-6. And what you're seeing from Lima, more consistency, fewer mistakes, and just better execution and better decisions.
Absolutely. They definitely looked a lot more focused today than they have in the previous games that we've seen them. And, we talked about it a little bit off camera before the pregame. You don't necessarily like to call games must-wins, but you've lost 4 straight. You got the lead leaguers here in your house. This is as close to a must-win as you're going to get.
You have to take care of you have to make your own opportunities if you're Lima. Windy City, you got to beat whoever you have in front of you. All right, get the scoreboard corrected. It's 56-41. Kicks it back out to the basket. Nope, and a foul. Davion Jenkins will go to the line.
Foul number 33, Wesley Hinton.
Hinton's got a couple of those block shots so far today. He's been able to come from behind and get his hand on them. That time he got a little bit too much of the arm, and he got called for it.
Hinton's been very involved for Lima. All these players have played significant minutes for both these teams. Shot is up, no good. Davion Jenkins looking for his first points, and he didn't get it there. Another one on the way. He did get that one. Now 56-42, 1:55 to play in the first half. Cody Ballard to the half court. Elliott lost it out of bounds, and they're going to say Windy City basketball. Cooksey, no good. Lima comes up with it. Elliott off to Austin. Little give and go and a little basket.
Nice job that time by Austin going up underneath. Some guys might have panicked and tried to do something a little bit more fancy. Not him. He took his time and was able to finish at the rim for the easy layup.
Jenkins, a little out of control, but draws the foul.
Foul number 30, Kyle Meyer, his second, team 5th.
Meyer now has 2. There's number 5 for Lima in the quarter. Davion Jenkins misses that one. He is 1 for 3 this afternoon.
And as of right now, he's the exception to that rule. Everybody else has done very well with their free throws.
2 for 4 now. 15-point lead. Lima with the basketball. Ballard guarded very tightly by Foster, and it is swiped by Hampton. He'll take it up and lay it up.
And that's what Windy City does they're so good at, is it doesn't matter what's going on. They never panic, and they can score quick, and they can score in bunches. And I believe Mark Anderson knew that, and that's why he wanted to take a quick 30-second timeout so they could just talk about it and make sure that Windy City didn't jump out and close this gap a little bit.
Score update as we move into the third quarter. Pontiac, the 66ers, St. Louis River Sharks tied up at 78. Here it's Lima 58, Windy City 45. The Champaign Swarm and the Gateway Steam hooking up at 5 after the hour, which is about 14 minutes away. 1 minute left in the half. Lima has weathered the storm. Windy City has come out strong as well. It's a good, and it's certainly not a double-digit game right now. I mean, it is, but it doesn't seem like that.
No, not at all. I mean, the lead is what it is right now at almost 13 points, but it never seems like the groove we're out of games. It's fun to watch them play. They're always closing in. They're always trying to do everything they can to get themselves back into position to regain a lead.
Corbin Thomas with the rebound. Lima gets it back. Foul. They say step.
They're just waving off the shot there.
Okay, so a foul. Ballard will bring it in, but I didn't.
Corbin Thomas.
Okay, so Corbin Thomas will get the foul. That is his first, and that's number 5 of the quarter. Meyer through the double team. Up top to Hinton. Thinks about it. Gives it off to Ballard. He will nail the three.
Big three by Cody Ballard right there. Even though it's not traditionally where you like to see him shoot, he does struggle at times from that three-point line. A lot of confidence in his shot and was able to knock it down.
Up to a 16-point lead for the Express. Cooksey into the paint. Deals it off to Jenkins. Nope. Windy City gets it back. C.J. Hampton will put it up and good.
Beautiful shot by Hampton that time. Stayed with it and was able to finish it even falling away.
Half-court shot misses. We will go to halftime. Lima on top.
That's halftime.
61-47. We'll be back with stats and some first-half analysis. This is MPBA action on MPBA.TV.
No more, it's none of my business.
No more, he didn't mean it.
No more, not my problem.
No more, she was flirting with him.
No more, she was asking for it.
No more, boys will be boys.
No more, I'll say something next time.
No more bystanding.
No more ignorance.
No more excuses.
No more.
And we welcome you back. 61-47, Lima leading Windy City. Lima comes into this contest 3-6 overall. 4.5 games off the pace. Windy City leading the MPBA at 7-1. Scoring goes like this. 24 points in the first quarter, 23 in the second quarter for Windy City for a total of 47. Lima scoring 30 in the first quarter, scoring 31 in the second quarter to bring us to where we are right now, 61-47. Deion Cooksey had 6 points, but perhaps more importantly, he had 7 rebounds in the first quarter. Davion Jenkins, 4 points, 2 for 4 at the line, 6 points for Isaiah Martin. Ray Miller had 8 points, all in the first quarter. Isaac Mack had 5 points, 6 points for Corbin Thomas. C.J. Hampton has 8. Jordan Johnson has 4. Antonio Foster played, did not get any points, but he has 1 foul. 2 fouls for Jordan Johnson, and that's really the only fouling of note or anybody to really be keeping an eye on for Windy City at this point. Scoring for Lima like this. Johnny Elliott has 5, all of those in the first quarter. 8 for Corey Ballard. All of those, if you can imagine, in the second quarter. He has 2 fouls. Kyle Meyer, 11 points with 7 coming in the first quarter. He also has 2 fouls. Wesley Hinton, and if you're a Lima fan, you got to like what he's done in the first half. He has 11 points. Brian Austin has 12. So we've got 3 players so far for Lima in double digits. Ed Jenkins, 3 points. Jody Hill has 8. Devon Taylor Bunton has 4. And Aaron Cross has 2 for a total of 61 points for Lima. Again, we're 61-47 right now. Lima with the lead. They had a lead as big as 16 at 50-34, also at 56-41. That at the 2:05 mark left in the second quarter. We have Ballard with 2 fouls, Meyer with 2 fouls. Those are the only fouling concerns that Lima would have right now. Good game in front of a good crowd here at Lima Central Catholic High School at Edward Hurd Gymnasium. Other action today, as we mentioned, Pontiac 66ers and St. Louis hooking up. Champaign Swarm going to be getting started in about 5 minutes as they take on Gateway, the Steam. And Nate, a good first half on both sides.
Yeah, it really has been. Even though the Express got a 14-point lead right now, it doesn't feel like the game is that far apart. You know, we have seen the Groove be able to score. They can score quickly. You know, they maintain a lot of composure. You know, we mentioned they like to play possession to possession. They don't worry about what kind of lead they may have or what kind of deficit they might be facing. They are always just in the possession and in the now, and that's what makes them such a good team. What I really like seeing from the Express right now is that everybody who has played is on the scoreboard. And I think that it's very, very important for the Express. Everybody is active. Everybody is involved. We're seeing a definite uptake on the defensive end from Lima. They seem to be putting a lot more focus on that side of the ball. Last night, they scored 31 points in that first quarter. They'll have a 31-19 lead, but then only scored 16 points in the second quarter. Tonight, they made sure they didn't have that letdown. 30 points in the first quarter, 31 in the second quarter, and they really stepped things up on the defensive end to hold the Windy City group to just 47 points on the offensive side of things. Now, if you're the Windy City group, what you can take away from that is you were down last night. You know how to fight back. You know how to come back from big deficits. They did it twice last night. They can score quickly, and they can score in bunches. So no lead is safe with your Express. And the Windy City just needs to come out, make sure they get back to what was working for them, go possession by possession, and they can very easily get themselves back in this game.
And if you're Windy City, it doesn't matter what the lead is because they have so much confidence. They showed it yesterday. The biggest lead they had yesterday was 6 points, and of course, they only ended up winning by 4, 106-102. Today, their biggest lead, 2 points. So it's the same old for Windy City. For Lima, they're putting together 2 2 quarters of consistent scoring, which is not something that Lima has enjoyed for much of the season. Not only do they have the scoring, they've seen good defense this afternoon.
They really have, and I can't remember the last time that we saw a game where they played back-to-back quarters. We've seen them put 2, maybe 3 good quarters together in a game, but I don't know that I've seen them yet be able to put back-to-back solid quarters together like they did in that first half. So you have to be very happy if you're the Express and if you're Mark Anderson, and hopefully now it's going to be a matter of being able to come out, make the adjustments, because you know the groove's going to, and make sure that you can hold on to your lead.
We'll take the timeout. Lima leading Windy City 61-47. This is Midwest Professional Basketball Association action on MPBA.TV. And we welcome you back. Lima 61, Windy City 47 on this Sunday afternoon in the MPBA. Gene Jackson along with Nate Garlock. And we're talking about consistency this afternoon. Both teams have it. Lima putting together 2 good quarters and Windy City just doing what they do. Steady goes the ship for the Groove. Other games around this afternoon, Pontiac and St. Louis hooking up, the River Sharks and the 66ers, and right about now they're tipping off as the Gateway Steam hosts the Champaign Swarm. Next action coming down Wednesday. Couple games there as Pontiac and Windy City meet up at the Kroc Center in southern Chicago, the south side of Chicago, River City and Gateway hooking up. Then 2 games Saturday, including Champaign at Chicago and St. Louis at Windy City. Both of those games played at the Kroc Center in a Saturday afternoon affair. Gateway is at Lima next Sunday. Champaign is at Pontiac. So there's the week in advance of what is happening in the MPBA. So Wednesday night, Saturday, and Sunday. And you can watch all the games right here on MPBA.tv. We're set to get started on the second half. Nate, anything that you see changes for either squad coming in?
I really don't think that there's much that either need to make any sort of adjustments to. If you're the Express, what you've been doing is working both offensively and defensively, so just make sure that you're making a very conscious effort to continue to have that kind of aggressive nature. You want to be going after everything and making sure that you're not allowing yourself to kind of fall back into that lull that traditionally they have. And if you're Windy City, really, it's just a matter of a couple of shots falling, and this game's a whole lot closer. They're a very seasoned team. They're very athletic. They're very confident. I have no doubt that they'll be able to get back in this game with very few adjustments.
And one of the things that we talked about is how Lima made the adjustment in the second quarter to stop those second looks, to stop the third looks. And there's a reason for that, because Windy City out-rebounded Lima in the first half. We don't have second quarter stats, at least rebounding stats, but they out-rebounded 15-8. Lima was out-rebounded. Of course, you have to think that some of those are offensive rebounds.
Yeah, I would venture to guess the majority of those were definitely on the offensive side of things.
Cooksey squares away, misses. Austin with the rebound. Ballard brings it across. 61-47 as we get started in the second half. Elliott swings it off to Austin. Pump fake. Straddles the line, comes top of the key, pulls up from 19, hits on the rim, no good. Rebound Sky to bring it down. That's C.J. Hampton. Hampton down low. Martin, bounce pass up top to Jenkins, back to Martin, spin around against Meyer through the double team, up and good.
Beautiful move that time. Martin was able to keep his feet underneath him, wasn't moving that pivot foot, and he does a lot of what we always contribute to Kyle Meyer, always being able to move, try to find underneath, get between defenders, and he did it that time to be able to make sure he could get to the rim.
Cody Ballard deals it off to the playmaker, Elliott, underneath to Meyer. Waits, second look, third look, and then the hook shot goes down.
Right on cue, there was Kyle Meyer to answer.
The trademark move from Meyer is if he doesn't like the first shot, he'll look for the second. He'll look for the third, and whatever it takes. And it's never, ever an easy shot that he seems to make. Davion Jenkins knocks that one down. He now has 4.
And Windy City has came out exactly as I expected them to. They've brought the tempo out. They've continued to try to push and see if they can't get some things going to the rim, see if they can't get some things out in transition. And you can definitely tell there's a different sort of intensity on the defensive side.
Windy City almost kind of plays that game of we'll play whatever you want to play, and then we'll start to tweak our game a bit.
That's 3 straight possessions now where they've been able to come down and score on the offensive side of things. They've taken a couple of turnovers and turned them into points.
Lima taking the timeout. They're on top, 63-51. We'll take the quick timeout. This is MPBA.tv. We welcome you back, 63-53. Cody Ballard bringing it in for Lima. Lima sitting on top of a 10-point lead.
I like that timeout from Mark Anderson right there. We've seen some teams, they try to let their teams play through adversity, see if they can't stop the bleeding on their own. Mark Anderson's seen this team play enough where they know that Windy City is going to be able to score, and they can score quickly, and they can make you wish that you could slow things down. He wanted to talk to his team, and unfortunately they couldn't convert coming out of the timeout. Let's see what Windy City does on their offensive possession.
Cooksey off to Lewis, now on the far side of Jenkins. Jenkins wants some motion. Tries to work it inside. That's Martin. He'll put it up. Nope. The rebound for Lewis. That one won't drop. The tip, no good. Shot clock goes off.
And right there is what we talk about. Second, third, fourth chances for Windy City. They stayed with it, kept trying to get the board, kept trying to tip in, and they were finally able to cash in.
That basket, of course, by Delano Deere. Hit off to Ballard. He'll pull up from 21. Hits iron. Windy City starting to make their move. Cut it to an 8-point game. Gets it swatted away by Hinton. Cooksey will go to the line.
I like what Cooksey's doing. He's trying to take this team on his back, seeing if he can't get some things going. That time took it to the lane, was either going to score or get fouled. Hinton did a nice job of getting his hand on there, trying to reject it without causing the foul, and Groove was able to maintain possession.
And I thought that Cooksey was going to the line, but he wasn't, so no foul, no situation there. Ballard takes a couple steps closer. Gets it knocked away, gets it back. Meyer into the paint and a travel.
And we've seen that a time or two from Kyle Meyer, the way that he plays his game and what he likes to do, getting himself positioned. Every now and then he starts dragging that foot. So he needs to make sure he's making a conscious effort to keep it planted on the ground when he wants to make those moves.
Cooksey off to Jenkins. Into the corner. Cooksey squares away, got it.
If you're Lima, the last thing you want is to let Cooksey get hot. You need to make sure that you're sending somebody out there or send somebody with him. Either not, you're going to leave him wide open like that. He's going to make it 9 times out of 10.
Knocked out of bounds. Lima gets it back despite the motions on everybody in the Windy City side said it was theirs. Hitting up top. Works his way closer, comes set. To the outside, and Elliott will knock it down for 3.
Johnny Elliott.
He now has 8. Back up to an 8-point lead for Lima. Cooksey to the baseline, kicked out of bounds, and it's a Windy City basketball.
That was a big shot by Johnny Elliott on the offensive side of things. The Groove had managed to get that lead down to 5 points, and Johnny Elliott with that three-pointer put it back up to give him a little bit of cushion.
Windy City gives it up. Elliott deals off to Ballard. To Austin. He'll square it away from 3. Nope. To the half court. Up, no. Lewis, and that one will be knocked out. Lima gets the basketball back.
Right now, it looks like Windy City is a lot more active on the defensive side of things. Lima had a lot of intensity in that first half. They got to find it back because right now Windy City is getting in the passing lanes, denying things, knocking things out of bounds, contesting everything. And Lima right now is just even slow on their rotations to try to help.
Hinton will pull it up from about 10. Nope. Jenkins to the hole. Hinton with the rebound. 8-point lead for Lima. Jenkins one-on-one against Ballard. Puts it up, got it, banks it in. He's now got 6.
And that all started on the defensive end with Cooksey. He got his hands going, was able to get the clean strip. Jenkins was able to get out running, tried to draw contact and finish, but was still able to make the layup.
Shot goes up, rebound yanked down by Julian Lewis.
Windy City's in a little bit of trouble there. Looked like Coach Johnson wanted to give himself a quick 30-second timeout so they can maintain that possession.
Being held July the 25th.
We'll take the timeout. Lima on top. Well, we'll keep it right here. 66-60. Lima on top there. Holding steady, but Lima's game certainly has lost some gloss, and Windy City stepping it up a notch.
Absolutely, and it's exactly what we talked about. The Windy City is so good. They did not panic at all, came out in the second quarter firing on all cylinders, and was able to erase most of that deficit. Now they're within 6. And the most impressive part to me is that it took them less than a quarter to get this to a manageable deficit for them.
Cooksey on the opposite side. To the hole, misses. And we've got a foul, but what is it?
I believe they're going to get Cody Ballard that time trying to crash the boards. No.
No, I think it's on Ballard, but the PA announcer called Mack.
Okay.
Because they both have 22.
Okay. Yeah, I saw Cody flying in there trying to get that rebound, and unfortunately got his body into the Groove player to put him at the line.
So Miller goes to the line, misses the first. He's 2 for 3 this afternoon. That one is a miss. The putback is good, though. 10 points now for Isaiah Martin.
Again, it's the offensive rebounding by the Groove. They stayed with it, made sure that they held true to their assignments, was able to get that easy rebound and put it back up for 2.
A 4-point lead for Lima, and the pressure is on, literally. Hill into the paint, will put an off-balance shot up, and no. Miller with the rebound, deals it off, quick pass, and a quick shot, and it's good.
Beautiful that time, coming down, getting the ball in transition, was able to make that 3 in rhythm, and now his team's within 1 point.
11 points for Hampton. Mark Anderson calls the timeout for Lima. We will call the timeout as well. A 1-point lead for Lima, 66-65. This is MPBA basketball on MPBA.tv. We are back, 66-65. Lima leading Windy City. And in this quarter, Lima has scored 5 points. Windy City has scored 18, so an 18-5 run.
And there's really nothing shocking about it. We talked about how athletic and how good and composed the Groove is, and they've used everything available to them to make sure they could try to erase this deficit.
3 seconds against Lima, I believe, was the call. And a chance for Windy City to take their first lead since the first half. That, the biggest, was 2 points. And travel. C.J. Hampton got a little happy feet. 66-65, Lima with the basketball and the lead by a single.
Turnovers and some rush sloppy shots have really been the story so far here for the Express in this third quarter. They got to try to make some better shots and take better care of the ball.
Hill to Meyer. To the paint, waits, puts it up. No. Tipped out of bounds, and it's going to be a Lima. Nope, it's going to be Windy City, and I could have swore that Martin had touched it last. But the official was right there, so he's going to know better than anybody.
Yep. Sometimes that's a disadvantage of being at a little bit higher of a perch here.
Swoosh for Julian Lewis.
Just like that, they're up 1. They completely erased that 14 deficit to take a lead of their own.
A 20-5 run. And for the moment, Lima stops the bleeding with a Brian Austin jumper.
Nice tough shot by Austin that time, fighting to the rim. A couple of those so far they've been able to get in, but they haven't been able to get them to fall when they've been getting in the lane, and that one he was able to get to go.
Ballard to Austin, makes it look easy. He now has 16. 3-point lead for the Express. Up it goes, down it comes.
That was a tough shot, too. He had 2 people in his face. He fought through and was able to get to the rim.
I got 7 points for Mack. So 1-point lead for Lima. Ballard deals it to Austin. He gets stuffed.
I'm not even sure who you give that block to.
Mack too hard, out of control. The putback is good by C.J. Hampton, who now has 13.
The Express are getting a little lazy in this transition game. The Groove are running the floor on both sides, trying to get back for defense, making sure they're there to help out. That time you had 2 trailing Groove players that was able to put that ball back.
Goaltending. Who got the basket?
I believe that was that Jody Hill who was going to the rim to try to finish that. I could be wrong, but
I think it was Hill. But nobody in the arena seems to know either. 72-71, 2:45 to play third quarter. Off near side of Julian Lewis. Bullet pass up top to Hampton. Hampton on the wing. Back up top to Miller. Miller fakes, deals it off to Mack. Mack, the fadeaway, too short. The tip-in is good.
And that's what the Groove does so well. They continue to crash the board. That time, instead of everybody watching the ball go in, 2 guys flew to the rim and they were able to put it back.
73-72. Austin to Ballard. Windy City with a 1-point advantage. Lima with the basketball. Hill puts it up, no shot. So Taylor Bunton will come into the game. We'll have a timeout and we'll figure out what just happened. 2:02 to play in the third quarter. Windy City leading Lima 73-72. This is MPBA.TV. Back 2:02 to play, third quarter. Lima And Windy City hooking up on the Sunday afternoon in Lima. Windy City went on a 20-5 run to take the lead in the third quarter. And they're on top right now by 73-72. And now we're still waiting to find out who the foul was. Who the foul was on against Windy City. And it was a foul away from the ball. And I suspect we probably won't get that. Tate in the game now for Lima. And a collision on the baseline. Tate will go to the line, I believe.
Foul number 30, C.J. Hampton.
C.J. Hampton will be hit with the foul. That is his first.
I believe this is Tate's first appearance in today's game.
It is.
And he took no time at all to make sure they knew he was in there and make an impression.
Yeah, the bull in the china shop, I think, might be the appropriate term. So officially, everybody has taken the court for Lyman now as Tate knocks down the first.
With that basket, too, I do now believe that means every Express player has at least scored 1 point today.
You're right. And he makes both.
Tip man by number 40, Ray Miller.
Meyer up, no. Knocked out of bounds. Windy City basketball. 2-point lead for the visiting Windy City Crew.
And just about everybody for the Express is struggling right now. When Kyle Meyer is having a hard time finding that shot from 5 feet away, you know it's going to be a tough day. They got to find a way to see if they can't get some more shots to fall, get a little bit more confident in what they're doing. If not, this group team is going to run away with it. They've been so impressive in erasing that lead and coming all the way back in this game.
Foul underneath.
Foul 35, number 35, Brian Austin, his first.
Austin picks up his first. That is number 2 for Lima in the quarter. Lewis will go to the line. First visit to the stripe this afternoon. And misses. A point of pride for Windy City is their free throw shooting, but of late they have had their issues.
It seems that this second half so far has been a little bit of a struggle for them. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but it definitely feels like they're missing more shots than we're used to seeing.
In this quarter, they are 1, 2, 3. They have missed 3 free throws out of, we'll have that number in a second. Rolls it to Hinton. Goes up. The rebound comes down to Windy City. Mack will put it up, got it.
Nice shot by Mack that time. And right now the group's doing a much better job in transition. The group got that rebound, wanted to run the floor. The Express was a little bit slow getting back. When they did, they were out of position, and the group took advantage.
So many weapons for Windy City. Tate, top of the key. Off to Taylor Bunton. That one rolls off. Windy City on the move. A little 2-on-2. Up, no good.
And right now, if you're the Express, you're just kind of shaking your head. You're not quite sure what you need to do. They can't buy a basket, whether it be from 5 feet or 25 feet. Nothing seems to be falling.
42, Derek Tate, his first.
13 points this quarter so far for Lima. Hampton makes the first. Second one is up and no good. But the tip in is.
Again, it goes back to that offensive rebounding skills that we talk about with the group. So far, it's been the story here of this third quarter. They crash on the boards better, getting themselves second and third opportunities, and they're taking advantage.
No good. And that will do it for the quarter.
It's the end of the third quarter. Lima
A
Express.
35-point third quarter for Windy City. Lima musters just 13 points.
Like to know who would like
We'll take the
an
timeout.
I
We will
Love
return
Lima
for the
t-shirt.
fourth
Let's
quarter.
hear ya.
This is MPBA TV. We welcome you back. 82-74, Windy City leading Lima. And just to put things in perspective, when we took the break at halftime, Lima was on top 61-47, and what transpired was a 35-13 rally in the fourth quarter. At one point, Windy City had outscored Lima 20-5.
Those definitely numbers that are hard to overcome. If you're the Express, I guess you just have to feel thankful that you had that 14-point lead to play with. If you were going to struggle, you had that huge quarter. The Express really struggled, and the Groove found a way to come all the way back, get themselves an 8-point lead. But luckily, if you're the Express, you got to be feeling we're only down 8. We can right this ship and see if they can't get some buckets and start falling.
Button underneath to Meyer, and Meyer finds the hole. That's exactly what I was going to say, is you have to feel fortunate if you're Lima that you're only down by 8 after that butt whooping in the third quarter.
Absolutely.
And there's no other way to call it than that.
And they've gotten so far here in the in the fourth quarter, 30 seconds in, they seem to be having a little bit more intensity. They were able to convert there on that first possession there, and then came down the defensive side and caused a turnover. They've got to find a way of slowing the Groove down. And if you're the Groove, you got to understand that even though you have an 8-point lead, or what is now a 6-point lead, that's not safe either. Lima can score in bunches, so you got to make sure you're smart if you're the Groove. Make sure you take care of the ball and taking good shots.
Working his way inside is Corbin Thomas.
And I think Corbin Thomas knew that one was coming. The ball came through, and he slapped the ball as it was coming underneath and drew a technical there. He even looked at the official after he did it, say, I didn't mean to, but it was too late. They saw him, they caught him, so he's going to get the technical for that.
But he gets the points, but Ballard misses.
And it ends up not hurting him, as Cody Ballard's not able to convert, and they still have to go the whole length of the floor.
(84-76), Windy City on top. Jenkins checks in. Martin checks out. 10:58 to play in regulation. Cross to Taylor Button.
I believe they're going to get Cooksey there for the hold.
That's his first foul according to my tally.
And him and Cody Ballard were trying to jockey for position underneath there, and it looked like Cody was going to get a little bit of separation. Cooksey held on to see if he couldn't negate that a little bit and got called for the hold.
Hill. Cody Ballard. Into the corner to Taylor Bunton. Spins an open look inside. Got it to go.
Beautiful move that time by Bunton. He had his defender leaning the opposite way. Quick spin move right to the basket. Was able to finish.
Bunton now has 6 with that one. Down to a 6-point game. Jenkins works closer, deals it through. Traffic, a scramble for it. Hits the deck. And Lima finally able to come up with it. Good persistence for the Express.
And they're going to need to maintain that this entire quarter if they're going to want to get back into it. And if you're the Groove, you're just going to have to find a way to try to see if you can't weather that storm and maintain your lead.
Bunton, top of the key. Off to Meyer. Meyer works his way closer. Will push it up. Got it. A 15-footer. A little bit beyond the range you're used to seeing him, and not the style that you're used to seeing him with the conventional jumper. A 4-point game.
Absolutely, and it was a tough shot, but he fought for it and was able to get it to fall.
84-80. Cooksey puts it up, no good. Quick out to Hill. Hill put it up.
Big emphasis that time by Hill on the end of that one, trying to see if he can't get his team a little fired up as he draws themselves within 2.
84-82. Lima being down by 8 has cut it to 2. Johnson puts it up, no good. Rebound from Cross to Taylor Bunton. He'll cut into the inside, spin around from the low block. Got it.
And there they go, just like that. We're back to all even here with 9 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Lima's done a nice job of running in transition now here in the last couple of minutes, and that's what's led to them being able to pull even.
It's make or break time for Lima. Taking it to the hole, Cooksey. He now has 11.
You know, you said it's make or break time, and it definitely looks like they're playing like it. I think they recognize it, they understand it, and they know that there's a lot riding on this game. You're going to feel a whole lot better coming out of this game if you can find a way to win, if you somehow manage to drop back-to-back games of this Groove team.
Hill puts it up long, no good. Underneath to Jenkins and Cross down there to make things difficult.
Foul number 20 here on Cross, his first.
And I think if you're a Lima fan, you would say that's a good foul.
Absolutely. I was just about to say that's a good foul for Aaron Cross. They called it on the floor, so it's not going to be a shooting foul. They're going to have to take it out. If he wouldn't have done that, that was going to be an easy layup.
Lima, without question, would tell you that they were embarrassed yesterday, and they took it personal. The Windy City coughs it up, a rare inbounding issue. Bunton leading the charge. Don't see that very often. And we got a foul underneath.
Little push-off foul that time. Looks like they're going to get Corbin Thompson. I'm sorry, Thomas, not Thompson.
86-84. Bunton into the paint. Has trouble with the dribble. Deals it off to Cross. Back to Bunton. Bunton to Cross. Can't find the handle, but gets it back. And Ballard will square away for 3. Nope. The rebound comes down. Surrounded by Lima players. And there's a foul in the corner. And again, Lima being aggressive.
And you don't see him playing like this very often. You don't see this much aggression, not usually picking people up in the backcourt. And, you know, I think it's definitely a sign that they must have been talking about it in between quarters, saying they had to pick up this intensity if they were going to want to get back in this game.
Jenkins will deal it in. Into the paint. Miss. The tip. Nope. Scramble for it. And it'll go out of bounds. Stays a Windy City basketball. Big possession for the Groove. They've got a 2-point lead. If you're Windy City, you say, we have got to get some momentum here. We got to make a statement.
Absolutely. You know, this has definitely been their half. But right now, Lima's trying to make a statement. If you're the Groove, you got to dig your heels in here.
keep crashing the boards, keep trying to see if you can't get second or third chances if those first ones don't fall. The last thing you want to do is allow Lima to get back in this game and get a lead.
The inbound to Cooksey. 7:35 to play in the fourth quarter. Martin was alone for a moment, back to Cooksey. Lima comes out to challenge. Two players there, pushing it. Scramble for it. Lima comes up with it. 86-84. On the wing. Hill nails it.
We talked about how streaky Jody Hill can be. We saw him score several points back to back there in the first half, but he's been pretty quiet since. Now's a good time for him to wake up.
Hill has 15. 1 point advantage for Lima. Thomas puts it up, got it.
Nice job by Thomas that time. Went in, had several of the Express players flying at him, trying to see if they couldn't poke that ball away. He hung tough and was able to get it to fall.
Hill will square away, misses, rebound for Windy City. Down low, Cooksey. Spin it around, tries to put it up, doesn't go, draws the foul.
Foul number 30, Kyle Meyer, his third.
Lima in the midst of a 13-6 run.
It was a nice job of Martin that time being underneath, trying to hang tough. Drew that contact. Unfortunately, couldn't convert on that first free throw, but got the second one to fall.
2 point lead for the visiting Windy City Groove. To the opposite side, into the corner to Hill. Knocked out of bounds, Windy City, and Cody Ballard showing his disappointment. Cooksey on the run. Circles the wagons, deals it off to the baseline. Now up top to Jenkins. Will put it up in the low block. No good. Shot clock expiring. Cross all alone. He waits. Will put it up. Simple lay-in for Kyle Meyer. He now has 19. Tie ball game.
Just like that, we're back to even. So now it's going to be determined by what team wants a bit more. We got less than 6 minutes to go here in this fourth quarter. It's time for the defenses to settle down and see if they can't make something happen.
And just as you say that, you got a timeout.
They're
going to take time to settle it down. A tie ball game. Windy City 89, Lima 89. This is MPBA basketball on MPBA.tv.
At your choice of more than 60 exciting destinations
89.
just for travelers trying out our service.
Coming to the final 5:33 of regulation. It's all tied up.
And you got to say this much about these two teams. They know how to play exciting games. Last night a 106-102 victory, which required the Groove to make a couple of comebacks. Tonight, same story. They were down by a lot, made a big comeback. Then it was the Express making a comeback, and now we're all tied up.
Cross taking it to the hole. And this has been a team effort for Lima where everybody's been on the board. For Cross, he now has 4. Julian Lewis really clogged in the lane for Lima. Shot up, no good from Ray Miller. A rebound, Brian Austin. 2-point lead for Lima, 91-89. Under 5 minutes to play. Hill works his way closer on the right side to Ballard. On the wing left to Austin. He'll make his move into the paint, pushes it up. Nope, gets his own rebound with a one-handed grab, and there's a foul underneath. And I believe he got hit with a charge.
Foul number 35, Brian Austin.
He did. Austin being aggressive and a little too aggressive according to the officials. 91-89. 4.5 minutes remaining. A dogfight here to LCC in Lima. Cooksey takes it to the hole. He now has 13.
And Cooksey's the catalyst for this team coming down the stretch there. Expect him to be a huge part of what they want to do to hold on and win this game.
Ballard almost lost it. Underneath, and just enough for Meyer to have it open. He has 21, and he got the foul.
Nice job by Kyle Meyer there, getting the ball inside. He felt the pressure coming behind him, but he maintained his composure, was able to get the fall and draw the and one.
You know, Meyer has kind of been a sleeper this season, and that seems very odd to say because he's averaging more than 20 points a game. But he has just been able to sneak behind defenses all season long for Lima.
Well, and he's a lot like what we talked about with Jody Hill. He seems to do it in spurts. He'll have big first quarters. We'll see him score 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 points in a quarter, and then he kind of will get in these lulls where he fall asleep, and then he'll score another 8, 9 in a row. And he's a big part of what Lima needs to do. They just need to find a way to get that more consistently throughout the whole game. But right now he's doing everything they need to give them, and he gave his team a 3-point lead.
He's got 22 points now. Jenkins gets it rejected by Meyer.
Just like that, Meyer goes down, gets a piece of it to reject it so his team can go and try to build on their lead.
Ballard dribbling out of trouble. Gives it to Meyer. Meyer comes closer. Will put it up with the hook. Got it.
I had no idea how he's able to make that shot and make it so confidently. But even when he turned sideways to the basket, kind of pushing it over his head, he still managed to make it fall.
96-91, Windy City misses.
If you're the Groove, you need to slow down a little bit. That time they seemed like they were in a little bit too much of a rush. It's only a 5-point lead. Don't get in a hurry. Go possession by possession. Do what's working for you so far in this entire game and see if you can't get back into this game.
Off to Austin on the wing left. He'll push it up. No. The rebound, Julian Lewis for Windy City. Lewis comes through traffic, gives it off to Jenkins down low. Hampton tries to thread the needle coming inside and puts it up off target. He'll draw the foul and will go to the line. And we have a timeout. We'll take the timeout.
Foul number 30, C.J. Hampton.
Lima leading 96-91. This is MPBA.TV. And we welcome you back. Lima leading Windy City 96-91. Kyle Meyer with the foul. And we've got an update from St. Louis. St. Louis, the River Sharks beat Pontiac 117-105. So with that, Pontiac drops to 6-4. River Sharks improved to 4-4 and drops Pontiac a game behind Windy City, depending on what happens in this contest.
So if you're Pontiac, you're definitely trying to get your computer right now to catch the rest of this game on mpba.tv and see if the Express can hold on, and that way you can keep pace with the group.
It is good. Hampton, by my tally, has 15 now. 96-92. Second one is good. A 3-point advantage for Lima. Elliott on the top of the key, now off to Austin.
Going to get Thomas for the push, it looks like. Him and Meyer down there trying to jockey for position. He got that forearm extended to get him off balance a little bit.
Number 4 for Thomas. And with that, that is team foul number 3 of the quarter. Austin to Meyer. Meyer met by the double team. Off to Meyer. He thinks for a moment from outside. He will take the 3. Nope. Yanks down the rebound is Mack. And I think they're going to talk about the shot clock. But I could be wrong.
Speaking of the shot clock, though, let's give credit where credit is due. We've had some shot clock issues here the last couple of games, and tonight they've been right on it. We've only had one stoppage of play that I can remember to try to correct that stop clock, the shot clock, if you don't count right now. So they've done a great job of making sure they were on top of it, getting all the problems fixed, and we've had a nice, smooth game so far.
Okay, so that has to be what they were talking about. There's no adjustments made to anything else. Opposite side to Lewis. Lewis, the cross, puts it up, no.
Nice.
Foul underneath.
Nice job that time by Lewis. He got in. I believe, did that fall? Or did that just hit the bottom of the net there?
I didn't think it dropped.
I saw the net move there. I caught the back end of it.
Well, apparently it did.
It did. So now that was a great job by Lewis getting in there, getting that ball to the rim, being able to finish, drawing that and-1. Now he's just one free throw away from tying this thing up.
Off of this is not a very good angle. In that case, again. And he misses. Lewis misses. He got 9 points.
Long rebound that time, though, went to the group. Give themselves another chance here to see if they can't take this lead.
Gets stuffed, Jenkins.
Nice block that time by both Express players to go up there, get a clean block. Now they go down here and they need to take their time, make sure they give themselves a good shot. You don't want to rush or force anything.
1 point game. Lima on top, 96-95. Elliott loses it. And a turnabout fair play, but that's going to be a foul. Jenkins will go to the line.
Foul number 10, Johnny Elliott.
Chance for Windy City to pull even then some.
And even though that sent Jenkins to the line, you got to classify that as a good foul, because if Johnny Elliott doesn't get in there and try to disrupt that, he's easily either passing that off or taking it himself. But either way, that was going to end up with a big jam for 2 points.
96-95. Jenkins at the line. Misses. He has had a struggle this afternoon in free throws. He is 2 for 4. Now he is 2 for 5.
You can hear that nice home crowd that we have here at Monsignor Hurd Gymnasium getting loud, trying to get behind their Lima Express.
And perfect to his rhythm today. Misses one, makes one. Misses one, makes one. He's 3 for 6 this afternoon. All tied up, 96-96. 1:30 to play in regulation. Ballard on the right side. Eyeballs it off to Meyer. Back to Ballard. Shoots for three. No. Comes out. Tracking down the rebound is Jenkins. Jenkins paces it across to the half court. Off to Mack. And Windy City again just content to do their thing.
This is a big offensive possession for them. They need to take their time, make sure they get themselves a nice shot.
They call a timeout with exactly 1 minute to play and 4 seconds on the shot clock. We'll take the timeout as well. All tied up, Lima and Windy City, 96-96. This is MPBA.TV. And we welcome you back. The number 2 team in the league went down today, losing to the St. Louis River Sharks 117 to 105. Well, we have another one this afternoon. We'll find out in a minute. The inbound, Mack will push it up from 3. Got it.
Huge shot by Mack that time. A lot of confidence in the shot. It was a great drawn up play out of the timeout there to get the ball in his hands. A nice quick shot to give his team a 3-point lead with under a minute to go.
And what that does is that creates a crisis for Lima, or would be, where you have to make a decision. Puts it up, no good. Meyer misses.
And that was a big miss that time for the Express. They went down there and they got the shot that they wanted with Kyle Meyer under the basket. He just wasn't able to convert.
12 seconds showing on the shot clock, 27 on the game clock. 8 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Mack will put it up. Hits iron. The tip in, no good. Meyer with the big rebound. Austin on the wing, 16 seconds. He'll put up the 3, gets it deflected from the corner. Meyer puts it up. Got the basket, 99-98, and immediately Austin will foul Cooksey.
We got ourselves set up for a very exciting 7.7 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Greer's going to go down. I believe they're still in the 1-1, so this game is far from over.
And what you didn't see, the game inside the game, where everybody was expecting the 3, but Lima also said, okay, let's get it to Meyer. And Meyer was desperately trying to get anybody around him for the possibility of the and one. There wasn't, and he puts it up.
Absolutely. He went down there in the groove bit. They all were surrounding that perimeter trying to see if they could deny that 3-point. It was a great job by Austin to find Meyer underneath. And now, regardless of what happens here, the Express are still going to have a chance for the last shot and see if they can't possibly either win or tie, depending on what happens here with this last free throw.
Cooksey was phenomenal yesterday, going to the line 15 or 16 times, missing all but 2, and he makes that one. Same situation, a 3-point game, 101-98. We have a timeout. We will return. The final 7 seconds remaining. Windy City on top of Lima, 101-98. This is MPBA.TV. And they're rocking and rolling here at Lima Central Catholic at Edward Hurd Gymnasium. Final 7.7 seconds of regulation.
This last 7 seconds is going to be very exciting. It should be interesting to see who they're going to try to get the ball to. If you're Lima, you have several different three-point shooters that you're going to want to take this shot. But if you're the Groove, you have to expect them to be trying to get that ball to Jody Hill. He's going to be their best chance to get this three-point shooter to fall. But if it's not Jody Hill, they got a couple other guys who are on the court right now who can take that shot. Jody Hill, Aaron Cross, Brian Austin, all three are very capable of taking this shot, but I got to believe it's going to be Jody Hill trying to take it.
Meyer up top, so you know it's not going to go to Meyer inside. Hill steps up for three. Did not get it. The tip in at the buzzer. 0.1 second, and Windy City holds on yet again. Windy City weathers the storm. The ship returns to port at 8-1. We will take the timeout. We will talk to Andy Johnson when we return. So 2 games in Lima. Windy City is tested, but they come out unscathed. And we'll be back. It is Windy City.
Boys.
Well, she was drunk.
Well, he was drunk.
She was asking for it. He warned her.
Not my problem.
Why doesn't she just leave?
But he's such a nice guy.
He said he was sorry.
We don't talk about that.
It's just the way people are.
We're never going to fix it.
No more excuses.
No more silence.
No more violence.
It's time to end domestic violence and sexual assault once and for all.
Welcome you back. 101-100. Windy City pulling off their second straight win over Lima here at Lima Central Catholic. Andy Johnson joins us, and Coach, again, we talked about yesterday playing the moment, building on each moment, and your team did again, another game of confidence for your squad.
Yeah, you know,
a different type of confidence today, but confidence for sure.
Yeah. Well, one thing I try to keep stressing to these guys is that the basketball game is a game of runs. Lima shot the lights out of the ball in the first half, to me. And I just told those guys, I said, listen, if we just continue to grind for 12 minutes on defense, make them struggle to take an easy shot, I guaranteed them that their shots wouldn't be so easy in the second half. And that kind of came to fruition. So they believed in what I was saying, but at the same time, it took some guts for them to actually stay close enough to fight.
At one point in the third quarter, you went on a 20-5 run. And that was a third quarter that you outscored Lima 35-13.
You know, it's interesting because on my interview yesterday, I said to you guys, I said that my philosophy is if we can hold a team within 20 or lower a quarter.
I said it was 25, but I remember you saying that.
Yeah, it was the 25 area. But my thing was when I found out that they had 13, I just told the guys, listen, they're going to get tired. But you got to contest every time, and you cannot allow them to chase and get the boards and go up for a second opportunity. So they kind of listened to me a little bit, but you know, the one thing about it is they stuck around and they fought. We came out at the end.
The fourth quarter really was a case for pride. Lima yesterday obviously felt like they were embarrassed yesterday. They felt like, you know, they played a tough game, and you guys played a tough game as well. And so that fourth quarter was just 3/4 of the game was a dogfight anyways, but certainly the fourth quarter was just a wrestling match.
Yes, it was, yeah. I'm one of these guys of the old school from basketball, and one of my analogies I used in the locker room I said, you know, a prize fighter will fight, he'll keep jabbing you in your ribs, and eventually he's going to hit you with a punch that knocks you out. So I said if you take that philosophy, we continue to stay close. It's jab here, jab there. Eventually we'll get the bounce our way.
Coach, the difference in this contest?
I would say they showed me a little, the word I want to use is moxie. They showed me a little guts. They stuck out, they stuck it close. They didn't let the officiating of anything they thought in their minds going any way wrong. They just stayed focused. I'm going to say this one thing. We watched a movie on the way over here today, and it's called Equalizer. And it was a movie that we spoke about. It was mental toughness and concentration. And that was probably what we kind of felt we had to do today.
And by the way, your team now moves up 2 full games over Pontiac. They lost today 117-105 to St. Louis. So you've got a 2-game cushion now.
Okay. Well, to be honest with you, I'm playing from zero. I tell my guys, we don't have no wins. We got to keep fighting.
Again, staying in the moment.
Staying in the moment. I got to keep them in the moment.
Coach, we appreciate you joining us. Handy Johnson of the Windy City Groove. Congratulations on the win. Windy City now improves to 8-1. Lima now drops to 3-7. We will take the timeout. We will return again. Windy City tops Lima 101-100. This is MPBA.TV. We welcome you back. 101-100, the final here. Windy City improves to 8-1 on the season. Lima drops now to 3-7, as we had mentioned. Now it's a 2-game lead for Windy City over second place Pontiac, the 66ers, and Lima now drops even further in the standings. And we'll talk about that in a moment. They had a game for the Express did everything they could. Windy City was all. Both of these teams really they showed a lot of guts when you know they were running out of gas.
Yeah, you heard Coach Andy Johnson talking about it, and his team had the moxie and the guts that he'd like to see. But you got to give credit to the Express as well. They had plenty of moxie of their own. They took everything that Windy City had, and they kept trying to come back. They fell just a little bit short, and it's going to be a tough loss. I'm sure that locker room isn't a very happy place right now. I'm sure these guys are a little bit down. They're wondering what they got to do to kind of right this ship. And if you're Windy City, you got to think, look, we just played 2 games where we didn't necessarily play our best games, and we still managed to walk away with victories, and you got to be very, very happy about that.
By the way, a correction with the win by Windy City coupled with the Pontiac loss. Windy City is now up 2.5 games ahead of Pontiac, and Lima now drops to 5 games off the pace at 3-7. What do you take from this game if you're Windy City?
Just the fact that even when you struggle and things maybe not be going the best, that you're still able to lean on players. You have enough team chemistry to be able to come back from large deficits, and you can make those right adjustments that you need to make sure that you win games.
And if you're Lima?
If you're Lima, it's a little bit tougher. It's hard to try to find silver linings in losses like this. But if you're Lima, you got to understand that you were playing the lead leaders. This team has only lost 1 game all season so far. They're very tough. They're a very determined team. You have a lot of new pieces that you're trying to get acclimated to your offense, and you managed to hang in them. These were two very close, very exciting games, and you got to take solace in the fact that you were able to hang with them and give them everything that they had.
Final scoring, and we are doing this on the fly. 15 points for Dion Curry, 7 points for Devion Jenkins, 9 points for Julian Lewis, 11 points for Isaiah Martin, 12 for Ray Miller, who did not score in the fourth quarter, 12 points for Isaac Mack, 10 for Corbin Thomas. C.J. Hamilton finishes with 16 points, Jordan Johnson with 4, Antonio Foster had 0, Delano Deere had 2 points. Scoring goes like this by quarter: 24, 23, 35, and 19 for Windy City. Lima 30, 31, 13, and 26 for a total of 100. Lima winning 3 of the 4 quarters, but the third quarter, well, you would say that normally would be the backbreaker. Lima got back in. They took the lead briefly in the fourth quarter, and again, it went down to the wire. It was a game of heart. It came down to who wanted it more. It's a cliche, but today is the game that is the definition of that.
Absolutely. And, we had talked about it a little bit before coming out of halftime was, the Express needed to put together 4 solid quarters. Today they put together 3 solid quarters. They played very well the first and second quarters. Fourth quarter they came back, played another tremendous quarter. But unfortunately, and what's been their downfall so far this year is that third quarter, they just couldn't get it. You can't score 13 points in a quarter, get outscored by that much, and hope to win a lot of games. And unfortunately, that was their downfall today.
Final scoring: Lima, Johnny Elliott with 8, Corey Ballard with 8, 25 points for Kyle Meyer. Wesley Hinton had 11 points, all in the first half. Bryant Austin had 16. Ed Jenkins 3, Jody Hill with 15, Devon Taylor Bunton, probably his best showing of the season. I don't know if he's scored more than that this season, but he came up with some key baskets at key times. 8 points, 4 points for Aaron Cross, another a game where Aaron has expanded his role for Lima, scoring 4 points. Derek Tate finishes with 1 point. And remember, at one point, at several points, Lima had a 16-point lead. They also had a 15-point lead in the first half. But again, Lima now drops 3-8. It's 8-1 now for the Windy City Groove. That will do it for us, for your MPBA TV crew from Lima. It is Windy City 101, Lima 100. For Nate Garlock and for the entire broadcast crew, I'm Dean Jackson. So long, everybody.